Have you ever spent time interpreting travel quotes from respected writers? Let's look at a few great quotes about traveling and interpret what they're saying. And remember, we all can't afford or have the opportunities or resources to travel. So just remember, your imaginations, your curiosity is too often a mocked gift. Don't let it be. If you have a chance to work elsewhere, even if it's in the next city, take it, especially if the circumstances are right, because just leaving your bubble is truly healthy for the mind. So let's check out some travel quotes. I'll interpret them. Of course, you'll have your own interpretations, which is a cool give and take type of thing. So let's look at number 1 by Ta-Nehisi Coates. 1, quote, learning to travel when you're older allows you to be young again, to touch the childlike amazement that is so often dulled away by adult things, end quote. Ta-Nehisi Coates. Ta-Nehisi Coates, one of my favorite writers of all time, is the senior editor of The Atlantic, and I specifically pulled this quote out from one of his articles during his time in France. And to interpret it, you have to be an adult to make travel decisions, but you also have to tap into that inner child to enjoy the decisions you've made, if that makes sense. Yeah. 2, quote, no one realizes how beautiful it is to travel until he comes home and rests his head on his old familiar pillow. Lin Yutang. Reverse culture shock is a magnificent phenomenon. You magnify your own culture, you reevaluate your political and moral systems, and then you settle back into your own country and you realize that home, the concept of home, is only a space that is familiar to you and can easily be changed. You're foreign, not the land. 3, quote, perhaps travel cannot prevent bigotry, but by demonstrating that all peoples cry, laugh, eat, worry, and die, it can introduce the idea that if we try and understand each other, we may even become friends. Maya Angelou. It's that simple. You don't have to have grand motivations for travel. Empathy trumps bigotry when you respect every human interaction. You may even become friends. 4, quote, as the traveler who has once been from home is wiser than he who has never left his own doorstep, so a knowledge of one other culture should sharpen our ability to scrutinize more steadily, to appreciate more lovingly our own. Margaret Mead. This quote is self-explanatory. It is your duty to be culturally literate within your country. You have to know what's going on in your country. But when you do leave, you become globally literate, and you're more culturally sensitive, you're more politically sensitive, and you can compare your country to others because you have developed this sense of a global community. And it's extremely important to just get out of your box. 5, quote, meals make the society, hold the fabric together in lots of ways that were charming and interesting and intoxicating to me. The perfect meal, or the best meals, occur in a context that frequently has very little to do with the food itself, end quote. Anthony Bourdain. Gotta love the CNN Parts Unknown show. I love it. I truly hope that I can mimic the show in some shape or form. Food is an extension of our being. When you sit down with the local people, you transmit your stories through food and drinks. When I return back to America, people ask me these 3 things. Why did you go? How was dating life? And how was the food? 6, quote, he who does not travel does not know the value of men, end quote. That is a Moorish proverb. All you dark-skinned chocolate Moors out there. Look at men in this quote as a euphemism for mankind or humankind. If you value your possessions, your family, your friends, your country, you should also value all of the other spaces that exist outside of your border, because we are all interconnected. Number 7, quote, bizarre travel plans are dancing lessons from God, end quote. Kurt Vonnegut. This quote is nothing short of poetry. I personally believe that there is a God in everything, in the plants, in the cosmos. The force is so subjective that I believe on a universal level that there is a God in everything. With that said, it is imperative to learn and study about different gods, to appreciate different mythologies, to learn about different moral systems. Cross-cultural experiences are extremely important. Finding out different reasons why we exist, even better. Number 8, quote, "The world is shrinking together. It is finding itself neighbor to itself in strange, almost magic degree." End quote. W.E.B. Du Bois. Sac passe. We see this interconnectedness and wretchedness during the World Cup and the Olympics. This global community of global citizens, you learn more about people when they have something to lose. By the way, ladies, that's why your father likes to take your boyfriend out to the basketball court. He wants to measure his character in the face of adversity. Yeah? Number 9, quote, "Your true traveler finds boredom rather agreeable than painful. It is the symbol of his liberty, his excessive freedom. He accepts his boredom when it comes, not merely philosophically, but almost with pleasure." End quote. Aldous Huxley. Boredom is luxury for this brave new world. It isn't idleness either. It's essential for finding solace on a deeper level. You just can't be inactive when you're bored. Your quiet coffee shop in the corner, the window seat on the bus while it's raining outside, silence, introspection, outrospection, tools we use to channel positive energy to release it to the world. Number 10, quote, "A good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent on arriving." End quote. Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu? My Chinese friends, please help me, please help me. Traveling sparks a special kind of minimalism, and you redefine what defines you. This existential experience forces you to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Traveling essentially expands the mind, and the time zones aren't the only thing that changes. Number 11, quote, "When you travel, remember that a foreign country is not designed to make you comfortable. It is designed to make its own people comfortable." Clifton Fadiman. Know the history of a country before visiting or staying. Even if the locals have their own issues with their government and their culture, don't go there trying to be Superman, trying to save a country by imposing your own solutions. Allow the locals to determine what's comfortable for their own state of mind. You're there to assimilate, navigate your own cognitive biases, and make long-lasting friends. Number 12, quote, "For me, I am driven by two main philosophies. Know more today about the world than I knew yesterday and lessen the suffering of others. You'd be surprised by how far that gets you." End quote. Neil deGrasse Tyson. That last quote by Neil deGrasse Tyson wasn't really a traveling quote. I just wanted to add Neil deGrasse Tyson in the video. But you can use those two philosophies when you travel, whether it's getting on a plane and leaving the country, whether it's going to a different city, or whether it's exploring your own community, your own town, your own county, and viewing it as a tourist. No one wants to suffer, and everyone wants to be knowledgeable about something. Everyone wants to achieve transcendence as well. These are the pleasures that I try to seek every day. So yeah, are there any other traveling quotes you'd like to mention? Please put that down on the comment section. Make sure to follow me on all of these social media platforms. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. One love, peace, and be free. Mwah.